Hey y'all, it's Tiana Baby, and welcome back to After Hours. After Hours is a reflective safe space where one can find relief and debrief. In today's episode, we have been graced with a young man who pushes out faith to the people. The CEO of Imani clothing store. Please welcome Clay. So, before we get into the episode, I do always like to start off with a gratitude practice. So, in this current state and time, what are three things you are grateful for?
Um, right now, I'm really grateful for the opportunity to be able to work, like to better myself. Like, I think that's one of the best parts of life that you could always go up.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really grateful for that. And this year, especially, I've been grateful for my friends, the people around me, the people I
Okay.
surround myself with. And I'm also grateful for like the beginning, like how I started, like where I started from. Some people didn't start from like lower or the bottom, so it's like once I get up, I'm a feel like I've made something out of myself.
Okay.
Like I was talking to my counselor the other day, like your beginning, like I used to like I didn't want to complain about it or like say it affected me in any way, but like he was talking about nurture versus nature and like how you
Mm-hmm.
grow up, like it affects the way you think, how you move, and like sometimes it could damage you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but don't let your environment break you. Is what.
Nah, never. I feel like the answer is to kind of like see like what's wrong with it and like kind of try to fix like what happened, like
Okay.
within yourself.
Okay, period. So, who is Clay?
Clay, I feel like Clay a chill guy. Like 90% of the time, Clay chilling. Like
Okay.
chill guy, a businessman, a thinker. I'm definitely a thinker. Like I think a lot.
Okay.
Maybe an overthinker, but I think a lot. If I don't know you, I'm pretty quiet. Like I don't really talk around people I don't know. I'm funny around people I know. Like if I know you, I'm pretty funny.
Swear you're funny.
I gotta know you though. Like,
Okay.
and then I just turned 20. I'm from the
Okay.
Bronx. I'm in college right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Clay is a 20-year-old college kid from the Bronx who's chill and funny if you know him. Like
If you know
if
me,
you
if you
know,
know
he's
me,
funny. But if you don't know, he's real quiet and
I'm
just
real quiet.
observant.
Yeah.
All right. Period. I like to ask this question. Basically is what is your mission statement? And if you don't know, a mission statement is a short defined purpose or goal of a person or something you're striving towards. So if you had a personal mission statement, like if Clay had a mission statement, what would it be?
I think my main objective in life is always to like Clay just wants to be a provider. Like I
Okay.
just want to take care of my family. Like that's really what I want to do. And I want to become the best Clay like I
Okay.
could be. But mostly like I feel like that's where I get the most like gratitude. I'll take care of my family, making the people that love me proud. Like I think
Okay.
I get the most gratitude out of that.
Okay. So your mission on this earth is to provide for your loved ones. Is that what you would say?
Yeah, and I also want to give like once I get like enough like resources and stuff, I want to give other people the opportunity to kind of escape situations they don't want to be in.
Okay. So you're breaking generational curses by putting yourself out there so people don't have to experience the same hardships.
Yeah, but breaking
Are you,
generational
you're not?
fake, yeah, I am.
I feel like you wouldn't break generational curses.
Yeah, I think I am because I'm the first person. Like my mom didn't graduate high school, and then my dad, I don't even know if he went to
So
high
you're
school.
really the first to like be in this
In college,
like you
yeah,
about to like that's an accomplishment. Are you crazy? You gonna break generational
I
curses.
think so.
Oh, period.
I think
Have you
so.
never like thought of it like that? Was like that's why me saying it was like a little.
Yeah, nah, I thought of it like that, but I don't like to like gas myself up. Like,
It's okay. You're very humble. I feel like you carry yourself very humbly, but it's okay to. I'm going to do X, Y, and Z because you will.
yeah, I know I will.
All right. So moving into you tapped into a little bit of where you're from, but tell me like what was life like growing up in the Bronx? Like
Now it was pretty fun though. Like that's one thing I can say. Like,
what part of the Bronx? Sorry.
I'm from Uptown.
He like don't come for me, y'all. Like don't go and find him.
Yeah,
Okay, go. You're from Uptown.
I'm from Uptown. I think I really feel like the funniest people come from the Bronx.
Oh, really? I'm from Brooklyn. I'm pretty funny.
But like the Bronx is just different.
Okay.
Elementary school, I was cooling.
Okay.
I was chilling. But middle school was when it really became funny. Like
Okay.
all the funny guys came out.
All the funny guys came out now
Like it was
fake.
just bare comedy.
Do you think that growing up in the Bronx, like present day, for like how you are now, do you think it impacted you as a person?
Definitely. I feel like anybody in the Bronx, like with the right mindset that comes from like, because some people don't be as lower income, but I feel like if you come from houses like I come from, like you're trying to make a better situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like even when I was younger, like middle school, like I always understood my situation. Like the way it's set up, my family, my mom's a single mom, and I got three older sisters and a younger brother.
Okay.
So it's like it's no one I could really like I feel like I'm the one.
Okay, that has to.
Yeah, because it's like
You're the only boy, the first boy.
I'm the first boy. I got three older sisters,
Mm-hmm.
and then I got a single mom, and then I
Mm-hmm.
got a younger brother,
Okay.
and my dad's not there. So it's like,
Did you feel weight or like pressure on you growing up?
of
Okay.
course, I felt a tremendous amount of pressure just to help out, like better the situation, because nobody wants to see their mom struggle.
Yeah. And at what age do you think you started to have that realization of like, okay, I want to be a provider or like I want to help out? Like at what age do you think that shifted in your mind from like being a kid to having the idea or understanding of I need to step up?
I think it was always there because like my sisters, like mom things they would have to step in because my mom was at work and she
Okay.
was doing what she had to do to like support their family. So like
Mm-hmm.
my sisters would have to come pick me up. My sisters would feed me. Like I'm going home, my sisters making me dinner,
Mm-hmm.
and like they taking on a lot of responsibility that's not technically their responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
So I always saw that.
Okay. And so you're close with your siblings, your mom.
Uh, I would say I'm close to my siblings, but my mom, I feel like I don't know. At the end of the day, she is a single mother with five kids, so like
Mm-hmm.
that puts a lot on your mental too. So
Mm-hmm.
I can't say she's far from perfect, but like I understand like how that like what that could do to a person. Like
Yeah.
you got five kids by yourself, and
Mm-hmm.
like there's no man around, so like you gotta be tough.
Mm-hmm. You have to be the mother and the father
Yeah,
for both your kids. You have to always put on a brave face. And I feel like a lot of times, like I also grew up with a single mom, you know, I feel like it did cause a resentment for me being so young and not understanding like why does she treat me like this or why is she acting like this? My mom is not really like showing up as how I would want my mom to be. Do you feel that sense of resentment towards your mom?
definitely, because it's like I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I didn't have a mom.
Okay.
Like that's how I honestly felt, because it's like even my mom, she was talking about it maybe like a few years ago. She was like she didn't really like hug us like
Mm-hmm.
as much as like other like I see how other people's moms treat them, and it's like I think I didn't get that treatment
Yeah.
a lot of the times. Like she
Mm-hmm.
tried, but it's like I feel like we never had like a mom and son relationship.
Okay, like that nurturing aspect,
Yeah, I
like
never got the nurture like
the
that.
emotional unavailability.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, I definitely felt that. Do you think that her being emotionally unavailable, like, did that or does that reflect on how you are today, like how you show up to people? Like, do you think that you're more emotionally available to the ones that you love now, or is it harder for you to show that love?
um, it definitely is harder for me to show that love. Like I've seen that in like previous like situations I've been in. Like it's definitely hard for me. Like I could say like I don't mess with everybody, like, especially like when it comes to females. I don't mess with everybody like to that extent. Like I know how to like cut my feelings off, but like if I mess with you, I mess with you.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's one thing I learned. Like if I really go deep with a person, I go deep with a person.
Okay. That ties into my next question of what would you say are your three biggest values?
Values.
Mm-hmm.
I think right now, like this past month, I've been big on like self respect, like respect for yourself, and that for me is everything. Because if you don't respect yourself, no one will. And
Yep.
it's also about discipline.
Yep.
Like that's a big thing right now for me. Like I gotta put myself to the highest like platform. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like everybody knows like he respects himself. Look how he carries himself. Look how he moves. And values. I don't like I'm the type of person like I don't like when people is fake with me.
Okay.
Like I like even if something is not the best for me and it's real, I'll still like entertain it because it's real. I feel like I'm good at kind of seeing through it.
Okay.
Like that's not really you.
Okay, so you could see past the facade or the face that
Yeah.
people try to put on. Yeah, because there's a lot of that, especially in this generation. People are always trying to like be something that they're not or like replicate other people. It's a lot of imitation because everything is really monkey see, monkey do. Everything is a trend, you know. So a lot of times people aren't being a reflection of them true selves. So it's really good that you can see past like those
No,
things.
and it's not a bad thing. I don't feel like people do that on purpose. I just feel like not trying to say like I'm like I know everything about myself, but people just be lost. Like they didn't do like the deep self looking into
Mhm.
themselves to see what they are yet. So like they just looking at what's popping and they going
Mhm.
like replicate that.
Yeah, it's true. So your top three values is self-respect,
Yeah,
discipline, and being real. I'm gonna put
yeah,
it like that, being
yeah,
real. Discipline is a very big one for me as well. Like I feel like once you master discipline in all aspects, and it's so hard, like spiritual discipline, physical discipline, mental discipline, and all things of that sort. It's just about the habits that you choose to indulge in,
yeah,
which instills discipline. So understanding that mastering discipline will honestly lead you to the most success because as you said you're trying to hold yourself in the highest regard or discipline and everything goes hand in hand. Anything that you want to accomplish you need to have discipline, so that being one of your biggest values at that ass, that's tough,
yeah.
tough.
Tough, 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 tough.
Uh-huh. Okay, what were we gonna say?
Even though you said like discipline is hard, like me and my man was talking about discipline is hard, but it's also simple. It's hard because you just gotta do everything like you say you're gonna do. Like you
Mm-hmm.
gotta plan it out and then you gotta do it. Like you gotta hold yourself to that standard. You
Mm-hmm.
can't break like the promises you make to yourself. You can't break them.
Yeah, because you're only letting down yourself, you're only disappointing yourself at the end of the day by doing those
Yeah.
things.
And I was watching something like this fighter was saying like whatever you say you're gonna do, if you don't do it, it's like little small defeats.
Mm-hmm.
And every time you do something you say you're gonna do, it's like it's a win. It's a
Mm-hmm.
small win.
Okay, small wins to the big victory.
Yeah.
Okay, period. Why do you do what you do, or like, why is it that you're pushing yourself as hard as you are at such a young age? Like, where does that drive come from?
The drive, like that's my biggest thing again. Like I wanna take care of my family. Like from a young age, like I was trying to help out. Like, I got a younger brother and three sisters, so it was like I'm always trying to look out for them because I feel like it's me and like the way it was set up. Also, none of my sister really have dads like at all, so it's
Mhm.
like I feel like I gotta look out for them. And my mom, she's a single mother. Like I felt like I gotta do it.
Okay, that I just feel like it just ties back into the pressure thing of like feeling so much weight on your shoulder to be the first, like not the first and only man in your family, but like so
Nah,
close
that's
to.
really what it. Cause like I'm not gonna lie, like my uncle know this to him. Like yeah, he came back from jail and it was just like that was the closest me and to us
Mm-hmm.
honestly. Cause my grandma lives like in the same building as me, and he
Mm-hmm.
fake was staying with them. But it was like
Was he like a father figure to you
not
guys?
no diss to him. Like he had his own stuff going on.
Okay.
I feel like that definitely like jail definitely played a part in his mental too.
Mm-hmm.
So he was dealing with his own stuff. So he couldn't be there for us. For some people, jail like does good for them, and for
Yeah, it
some
can make
people,
or break you.
yeah. So like I feel like that kind of messed him up.
Okay. Well, do you have a relationship with your biological dad at all or no?
Yeah, like it was set up in a way like my dad was there until like fourth grade. Like every day he was there,
Okay.
and then something happened, and then he moved away, and then like like as soon as you move away, you fake lose. Like
Yeah, that closeness or the
mm-hmm.
togetherness of how it would be if he was still living in your home.
Yeah.
It's
Nah,
same
he
with me.
wasn't. He never like I never lived with
Lived
him.
with him,
Yeah,
but you would just see him?
like he would pick me up from school
Okay.
and drop me off.
Okay. Do you have a relationship with him present day? Like, do you guys
Yeah,
speak?
yeah. We talk. We don't talk a lot, but like I had a real conversation with him the other day, just reflecting on stuff, like talking
Mm-hmm.
about life. Like I was dead telling him, like not even for me. Like I always used to tell him, like my little brother needs you. Like I could always tell, like if bro had a pops, bro would have been sturdy. Like bro wouldn't have gotten as much situation as he did if he had a dad. That's what I was trying to tell him. But he was explaining me his side, and I kind
Mm-hmm.
of understood it.
Do you think that you the same like resentment we were talking about before? Like, do you feel like you held that with your dad or had that for your dad?
Yeah, I wasn't even because I'm not the type of person that wants something for me. Like I always know, like in my head, I always be okay. But like I was dead for a long time. I was mad at him because he wasn't looking out for my little. Like I felt like he wasn't there for my little brother, and it's like I was trying to be my brother's dad for like not dad, but like I had to like
Take on the
yeah, like
responsibility
I'm
of.
trying to like I'm telling him stuff like,
Mhm.
but I'm not his dad, so he not really like even he getting irritated because it's like, bro, you trying to be my dad, and it's like it's not even that. I'm trying to save you from like wrecking. And
Mhm.
then I'm just like to my pops like he fake need you because like he's messing up and he's not like he doesn't have no guidance. Like we didn't have like there's no father figures like in our present day to
Mhm.
really tell him like, yo, bro, you messing up and like this can affect your life.
Yeah.
Like the consequences.
Wow. It's true. Growing up without one of the parents, I feel like it definitely does make an impact. Even, having your mom who did play both figures, it is different when you grow up in a two-parent
Yeah.
household, because there is some things that, as much as your mom will push and try to teach you these things, and they can instill a lot of strength and discipline and things into you, but there's some things that only a man could teach you or a father could teach you. So I definitely understand that. I mean, that just ties into my next question of like, I feel like you always had to take on this role of being the strong one or just being like just strong for everybody around you. Like, how did that affect you mentally? Like, how do bad days look for you? Like, do you allow yourself to have bad days? Like, what does that look like?
I can't lie, I have bad days. But it's like it's hard to explain. Like I have bad days, but I still gotta do what I gotta do at the end
Hmm.
of the day. And that's just life. I can't even lie, like it does get to you. You know, my counselor was talking to like the other day, like I'm the type of person to be quiet and just take it in, like take in all of it. But it's like I'm trying to working on my mental more because it's like you
Hmm.
got to take care of it
Hmm.
because some of the stuff we went through, like me and my brother and my siblings, was wrong. Because I didn't want to complain about it earlier, and it's not complaining. It's just like you look back and you're older, and it was like, damn, we was kids.
Hmm.
Like that was wrong, and then you got to look at it, and then how do you deal with it? But you can't let it get to you, and you can't dwell on it because like when you dwell on it, that's when it starts to mess with your mental.
Hmm. Dwelling or letting things linger on in your minds, like it's good to acknowledge it, acknowledge the things that you went through, acknowledge the feelings that you felt. That's the only way you're going to be able to work through it or get through it to reach that stage of betterment or enlightenment and make peace with those type of situations, and especially in a lot of the things that you're explaining to me, being exposed to so much at such a young age, it strips your innocence at
Yeah,
an early age. And a lot of the times when the people that we have around us, the older figures, the parents, the aunts, the uncles, sisters, even, they are so caught up in their own lives, they're not realizing how that's affecting you. And like you said, you were just a kid. I do want to just say you carry yourself very well. You articulate yourself very well. And sometimes these type of situations can, like I said, make or break people. Like people wear their problems on their sleeve. I feel like you do a good job at acknowledging and knowing that you don't come from the best, or you didn't have the best circumstances growing up, but you're going to make it happen. So I really
yeah.
respect that. Do you think your family dynamic impacted the way you like view your friendships at all, or how you treat your friends and things of that sort?
I treat my friends like family. Like
Hmm.
honestly, I'm not the type of guy to have a million friends. Like
Hmm.
I don't have a lot of friends. Like I know like nothing's promised, and I don't like to say certain stuff like that's in stone. But like the people around me, I know they're solid.
Okay.
Like the people around me, like my friends, like I know they're solid. Like the people I hang with, like it's really like I've been with them for years, and like I see where their brain is at. Like nobody around me is just trying to do nothing, and like not even trying to be on some like CEO stuff, but like I saw like when you a boss, you gotta.
Be on that CEO stuff.
Yeah, I know. I be trying to be humble, but like when you see people around you, like you gotta start to identify their like strengths and weaknesses.
Hmm.
One of my friends, like he's always gonna like he's never gonna sugarcoat nothing. Like he's
Okay.
always gonna keep it real.
Okay.
Cause sometimes I look past like sometimes I look for the best in people, and he'll be like, nah, that's who they are, and like Like he won't
He'll
like
just tell you
yeah.
shit how it is. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's what it is. Like
I want to see it from their view. Like I don't want to view anybody as a bad person or nothing. But it's like sometimes people be doing wrong stuff, and you really gotta just keep your distance.
accept it
Yeah,
and yeah. Okay, so your friends, you created family out of your friends. Brotherhood.
yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I think because most of my friends went to school with me, because I went to an old boys school, so it's like it really was a brotherhood. Like the friends I have, we went to a predominantly white school, and we all come from like the same like black homes. So
Oh,
it's
so that y'all just stuck together. It was all the
yeah,
black niggas.
and it's like anybody that I feel like anybody that graduated from that school that was like our skin tone, like they want to go somewhere. Like
Okay.
I feel like if you go to that certain school, like you want to go somewhere, and that's what it was for me when I went there because it was like I couldn't afford to go. So basically, I can give you the story.
Yeah, good.
So like basically in eighth grade, I was going through so much at home. I practically failed eighth grade.
Okay.
Like I had like a 65 average. That's like
Yeah.
barely passing
Mm-hmm.
in the eighth grade. So I was just doing bad, and like I was getting into trouble, beefing with people. It was just stupid little kid stuff, but it was
Mm-hmm.
like, bro, I understand like where this could go. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
not dumb, so it was like I'm trying to play basketball, even though like I was trying to play basketball, just trying to make some money and take care of my family. I was trying to go to like a school out the way and like see more.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, but my mom, she couldn't afford that tuition. Like she couldn't afford no Catholic school, and that's where I wanted to go because I felt like if I took that route, like I could be something, like I could go somewhere. And then so I transferred eighth grade to Eagle so I could get into the high school because Eagle's not a Catholic school, but like it's a good school and
For basketball or
yeah, I transferred for basketball.
okay.
Like I was talking to the coach, I was going to practices and stuff,
Okay.
and then I got the opportunity. Somebody like I got a sponsor to bless me, so like that's why no crazy. I definitely feel like I'm chosen, like because it was like, how does that even happen? Like
Mm-hmm.
somebody paid for my tuition to go to the school I went to, which is like
That's fire.
17,000 a
Oh
year,
wow.
and he paid for my little brother to go too.
Oh
So it was
wow.
like we both got blessed. That doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So like I really got the chance to escape.
Do you believe in God? Well,
Of course I believe in God.
do you think like would you consider yourself like religious or like
I
spiritual in a way? Like what's your relationship with God?
that's one thing I could give my mom. My mom always like understood the situation we was in.
Mm-hmm.
So like she understood like if you don't keep them like try to get them in church, like they'll fall into other stuff. So she was always like conscious of that. So she always like tried to take us to church, even though we're not trying to go. Like I'm not trying to wake up early on a Sunday and
Mm-hmm.
go.
Yo, what? Oh my
Like
god.
I'm
Yo, I
not trying
used
to
to
go.
be dumb dread. Sunday morning, my mother waking us up. I'm like, bro, like I don't want to go, bro. But
How weird. Like I'm acting like I'm sick.
yo,
I'm doing everything.
too.
Like I'm not trying to go, and I'm dead
Yeah.
making arguments too. And I
Yeah.
don't even argue with
Yeah.
my mom. Like, but that's one thing. Like I'm not trying to go.
Uh-huh.
Cause
But now, like, do you see the like
yeah, cause you got two kids like in a bad neighborhood. You trying to
mm-hmm.
keep them close to God.
Mm-hmm. Okay, once you would be forced and you would actually be in the church, you would be paying attention, like locked in.
Never was
Oh.
I paying attention.
So when did you create your own relationship with God? Like, when do you think, like, or how would you describe your relationship with God?
I think that kind of developed a relationship with God, but like that's why I know God is real. Cause like even the stepping act thing,
Mm-hmm.
I never told no. I dead prayed for that.
Good.
Cause my mom was like, my mom could barely afford like just maintaining, so she can't afford to send no kid to
Mm-hmm.
Catholic school. And my dad like that's that's not his type of situation. Like he couldn't maintain that either.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, damn, like I really want this for the good of me.
And you
So
see, and
I
God
sat
knows.
down and prayed, and like it did happen. Like so, like that's when I like that's one of the first moments I'm like, nah, God has to be, because it's like, but that was not supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Like I was not supposed to get to a school that 17,000 a year, and I got
Yeah.
that paid for, all paid for. I didn't pay for nothing.
No, that's fire. God is good.
God
God
is
is
good. God is
good.
good.
We're gonna go into that once we go into your brand because I definitely now like just I'm understanding the interconnectedness of your own personal faith and your brand. Before we get into that, um, I just want to know what is a current goal that you were striving for and the long term goal of just Clay. Like, what is a long term goal that Clay has?
Long term goal, like to give some backstory, like you know how I said like in fourth grade, like in elementary school, my dad used to pick me up,
Mm-hmm.
not to make his shit harder or anything. Like he never like had a like he just made stuff happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like he would pick us up, drop us off, but he never had a job. Like I don't ever want to have like a job. Like I want to just
Make it happen.
yeah, like have
You really want to be a
mad money
Mr. Make
move.
It Happen.
Yeah, like when he was around, like he does right though. Like my pops, like he does right. Like we got the newest DS's, like we're
Oh,
getting Jordans.
period.
Cause he know like my mom, she got three other kids.
Yeah.
So
It's a lot,
yeah,
to provide for, yeah.
we're not getting Jordans from my mom. Like
Okay.
my mom, like if you ask my mom for Jordan, she's gonna laugh. Like
Okay.
we're not getting Jordan. No diss, we're barely getting this stuff like we need. Like he always said, like if I don't get it for you guys, no one will.
Mm-hmm.
So like
That's
he always like he helped out.
okay. But was it just materialistic love with him, or like is that how he showed his love to you guys?
Not because my dad's not dumb though.
Mm-hmm.
So he would always say stuff and like you a little kid, you don't understand it. So it was like even with his relationship with my mother, it's like he used to always say like when you grow up, you're gonna figure out like you're gonna see certain stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was telling him the other day like I dead saw like what he was talking,
Mm-hmm.
and it's crazy because like now I'm
Mm-hmm.
20, he told me that I'm like 6. Like
Mm-hmm.
what is bro talking about? I'm thinking bro just being mean to my dukes for no reason,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like certain stuff you see and you see
Yeah.
why people move certain ways,
Yeah.
and then even with my brother, like that's why I said my brother needed a pops. Like my
Mm-hmm.
pops is not stupid, so it's
Mm-hmm.
like that's one thing I want to do for my son. Like people that have pops is like a cheat code. Cause it's like you got so much game for it. It's hard to be
Mm-hmm.
a man, especially a black man in America. It's hard,
Mm-hmm.
especially in poverty. It's hard to be a man. You got so much game you could have gave us.
Yeah. So you about to give your kids the cheat code. Like you
I
really about
got
to
to,
do
I got
right.
to.
Moving into the three P's. The three P's are your past, your present, and your promised future. So if you could give a message to your past self, what would it be?
My past self,
Mm-hmm.
there's so much. I would say, don't be afraid to make mistakes and like think before you do. Like be very selective.
Okay.
Like my biggest mistake was probably with with women, no crazy stuff. Like my biggest mistake was definitely with women.
Mistakes as in.
Like how I moved. I feel like with my friends, like I never did no day room stuff to them. Like that's why I still got the friends I got today. Like I never moved wrong. I would say I would say my biggest mistakes was like the women I was with.
Okay. The woman you were with or how you were in the relationships.
I think it was how I was in the relationship. I
Okay.
think it was both, but like how I reacted to situations.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna be honest, like that's why I could say like your childhood affects you. Like my mom and dad are like you grow up and you realize they was really toxic.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was really it was really bad. So it was like
You never really had that example of how to show up for a woman in a relationship or
yeah, how to
how to
treat her.
be.
Like
Hmm.
I moved wrong sometimes. I can admit that.
So, to your past self, you would say,
I would just say like think before you say stuff.
okay.
Like think before you say stuff, because like it says it in the Bible. I just saw it like life and death is in the tongue, and you start to realize how important the stuff you say is.
Yo,
Yeah,
the tongue is so powerful.
it is.
Speak greatness over your life always.
Another thing I would say, be a man of your word. Like that's one thing I never really developed the quality. Cause I'm not gonna lie, it's not an excuse, but like when growing up, I had a lot of broken promises. Like, oh, I'm gonna do this for you, Clay. I'm gonna get that for you, Clay, and it would never come. So it was like,
Hmm.
even like, even like with my own relationship with my pop, sometimes he would say he would come, I would wait up, nobody come next week. So it was like sometimes it was like it wasn't always consistent. Like I never had consistency. So like going back to man of my word, like if you say so, you gonna do something, hold
Do.
yourself to that standard. You gotta be a man of your word. Cause like if you don't respect your word, like that's a big problem. Like
Hmm.
nobody will respect you if they know you just chatting.
It's true.
And then the third one would probably be
Wait, that's present or that's past still? You're still
That's
on
past.
past?
Yeah, I'm still talking to my past.
Okay, you're still talking to little Clay.
Little Clay. I would
Okay.
also say like it's called the evil eye. I don't know if you know watch what you say around certain people.
What? Who you telling? Yes, it's very true. Let
Yeah.
me hear.
Yeah,
Tell
so
little
like
Clay.
basically the evil eye is like it's always envy and like I guess a lot like watch what you say around certain people because you don't know what their intention is and like their bad energy can be put on you. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
what you want to happen won't happen. So like when
Yep.
you say stuff, kind of make sure it already happened and don't tell people certain information and keep certain stuff private to yourself until you really finished it and then they'll see instead of
Mm-hmm.
just saying it because people just with their bad energies can mess up the mission.
Mm-hmm. No, it's true. That's why I say it's better to keep things in private. Like privacy is powerful,
Yeah,
because you speak your plans to other people, then it's not as fruitful. It's not what it could have been had you kept it to yourself and let the results speak for itself.
yeah,
So that is a very big one. And honestly, that's something that I'm very like trying to instill and learn because I find myself being somebody I like to share. My person encapsulates just like sharing and giving to everybody around me, especially those that I love. But sometimes people don't have the same intention as you do. Sometimes, even the closest people to you, you know, it sucks, but you do have to withhold certain things for your own, just like being. Okay, little Clay. Now to present day Clay. What is a message you would tell to present day Clay?
present day Clay. What I'm telling myself right now, just keep going. Like no distractions can stop you. There's no excuses. Like whatever happens, like you still got to get to the goal. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
you can't let nothing stop you. And
Mm-hmm.
present, I would say like just focus on yourself. Like, I'm thinking a lot right now. So it's like now I identified like some post traumas, I could work on myself and become a better person.
Okay, I like that. I like to snap, by the way. Message to your promised future.
Uh, take care of the family. Like be a man. Be a man of your word. Like handle your business. I feel like that's future Clay. Like Clay handling the family. Like he take care of the family. Like nobody gotta worry.
Okay, period. Snaps to that, and we're going to get into the next segment. Moving into brand identity. If you guys don't know, this is the CEO. If you don't know, now you know, but you should have known. At Imani Clothing Store, I'm going to put it right here. Look, hold it. At Imani Clothing Store, let's talk all things Imani. So, my first question to you is what does Imani mean?
So Imani means faith in Swahili. It's also Nipsey Hussle's daughter's name. That's where I originally got it from because I was watching an interview and he was talking about what Imani means, like his daughter's name. He was talking about how he needed faith at the time, so he named his daughter Imani because it means faith.
How would you define faith? Like, what does faith mean to you?
It means everything, honestly, because like even if you don't have something, it's something to believe in. Then like, yo, like this is gonna happen, even though like it's no like promise that's gonna happen. And it's like I feel like it's better than hope because it's like I'm gonna work towards it. Like hope, I feel like it's just wishing for something, but like faith is like I'm putting in the work. I got faith this is gonna work. Like I got faith this is gonna happen.
Do you think your personal like relationship with God like ties into this faith and the faith or the inspiration behind your clothing line meaning?
Yeah, I had a rocky relationship with God because like I've been in some tough positions and it's like yo, like I don't feel like there is one
Mhm.
because it's like in certain situations you'd be like yo, it's so messed up. Like, is there
Mhm.
even really one? Like, why am I
Mhm.
living like this? Like, I don't want to like gossip, but like I was dead in a bad place when I met Imani.
Okay.
So it did lift me up. Like it did gave me something like it gave me faith like something's gonna happen. Like something I could do like to get like better my situation. My mental was in the wrong place. Like
Mhm.
stuff with family was going wrong. So it was like, yo, this is what's gonna get us out. Like this is what's gonna make me like help my family out.
It's like when did that start? Like when did you start Imani Clothing Store?
The crazy part, I never thought I was gonna open a clothing store.
Mhm.
Like honestly, because like I'm the type of person that if a lot of people are doing something, I want to do the opposite of what
Mhm.
other people are doing. But it was like I was watching an interview. I was a little fried,
Okay, it's
and
okay. You can
then
say that.
and then so I was watching. I'm like, I think it's clothing. Like clothing is what I gotta do. Cause I was at that time I was trying to think like, what am I gonna do to like better my situation? Like I gotta do something. Like it just started off like Imani is the name of something. Like whatever I'm creating is gonna
Mhm.
be Imani.
Mhm.
And I don't even know how it happened. I think it was like talking about ways to like make money, and it was talking about clothing. So like I just started it. I started with a design. Me and my right hand, that's on five. We was just working late night, and then we created the brand. And he was doing his own situation. We was just working together.
Period. No, that's fire. That's
Oh,
fire because it's come such a long way. Like seeing your craft develop in front of your eyes. Like, how does this feel to have your own clothing line?
I'm so humble. Like people be saying like it's big, but I don't be feeling like I be doing that much. Like I be feeling like it's calm. Like
Oh, like you chilling. It's the
yeah,
chill
I'm
shit. You chilling
chilling.
while you
I'm chilling.
chilling.
Cause my mans be gassing me. I be like, yo, chill. Like I don't really like.
Like what your mans be saying? Like what they be
They
saying?
be like, you the CEO, bro. Like you the biggest, bro. They be gassing it. So it's like, I be feeling like I didn't do that much.
But you did a lot. There's a lot that goes into holding a brand and especially pushing value out to your brand, and the way you describe faith and the personal connections that it has to you, like it means a lot. And I feel
Yeah,
like your mental does matter. So I feel like you're living everything that you're putting out, which gives your brand more value, which is why it's gonna do and be so
yeah.
fruitful.
I feel like it's gonna make it because of the meaning.
All right, so that just brings us into you have two drops. The first drop, the first line was called Faith,
Yeah.
and the second drop was called Exodus. I want you to walk us through each of the drops.
Okay, so season one, it was named Faith just so people understood like what the brand meant.
Okay.
So Imani, it means faith. So we just named the first season Faith to make sure everybody knows like the meaning behind it because it was like our first season. Season two was Exodus because it was a journey and creating it and making the clothes. I was sober the whole season.
Sober
Yeah, it
season.
was dead sober season. So it was like I. That's why I feel like I learned so much because it was like I really got to sit back and be sober and like
Mhm.
think. Like I didn't have nothing else going on. Like I thought about stuff and it was like
Clarity.
clarity. Like that's what it
Mhm.
gave me. It gave me clarity. It was like it was a journey I had to like go through to
Mhm.
create this season. Like,
Do the lines interconnect with each other? Like, is it supposed to be telling a story?
of
Is
course,
it okay?
I think I think the first season, especially the gray hoodie. Once I explained the gray hoodie, it'll be like that's where my that's where my mind was at the time.
Okay.
If I could explain the hoodie, it would be like on the back it says God save the ghetto. Like at that time, I think it was winter break. We went back home, and I was like, it was really bad because I'm living at home and I'm smoking in a hallway. Like I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life. That's one thing I can say about me. Like even being at college, like I always understood like this is not a vacation. Like if I don't make it here, not make it here, but if I don't create an opportunity for myself or get like
It's true.
I go back to the Bronx, no heat, pissy hallways. Like I know like that's not for me. Like I'm better than that. Last year my brother was still in the Bronx. And it's like I feel like my brother did admit it. Like when I'm around him, he dead does better because it's like, yo, I'm gonna tell you. Like I'm not one of your friends. Like I'm gonna tell you when you're wrong.
Mhm.
Like I'm not gonna be your dad or nothing, but I'm gonna be like, yo, be smart about it.
Yeah, you're gonna be his role model, and you're gonna set the example for him.
Role model, I don't know.
Honestly, I feel like older siblings in general, like as much as you don't want to put
Yeah,
those titles on yourself, we do take on the responsibility of being the example for our younger
yeah,
sibling, and you are the first boy, the his older brother. Like you are
yeah.
the
I know.
example for
They
him.
somebody, my pops dad told me like he'll never say it, but he dad looks up to you.
Yeah, it's true. Pat yourself on the back for that. Seriously. Or you have to hug yourself. Like,
Hug
have do you
myself.
ever hug yourself?
No,
Yeah, you should. And
hug
just like,
myself.
just like rub your arm or like, yeah, like you did a good job. You did a really good job. And sometimes like people say things without saying it. Like, he's appreciative.
Yeah, I know. Cause not to speak about it, but like I did a lot. Cause it was like but it wasn't because like I want to talk about it or nothing. It's because like I felt like I had to. Because it was
Hmm.
like again, like what my pop said, if we don't do it for ourselves, like nobody's gonna do it.
How does your little brother or like your family feel about you having your own brand, and do they ever say anything about
My
it?
my little brother, like we be talking about it a lot because he's up here, so it's like we be talking about it a lot. But my mom, I don't really like tell them I have a clothing brand and stuff. I know
What? They don't know?
they know, but it's like
You don't really talk about it?
it's like I feel like if they was really interested, they would be really interested about it.
Okay. Have you ever tried to like,
I feel like I'd be tucking stuff from them though, but it was like I don't know. I don't know if the support is like they be saying they gonna cop up, but I don't know. I think my sister sent it to her on some missed stuff. She was like, "You got a clothing brand," and we was talking about it.
Okay. So they know. It's in the air, but
Yeah,
I think that you should try to, just push it out to them more. Like you said, like this is what you see as the way out. It's not like you have to prove to anybody, but like letting them know, like pushing that faith onto them as well. And like everything that your brand stands for is very meaningful. It roots from the way you were brought up and stuff like that. So like they definitely play a factor into the creation of this,
yeah, they definitely do. They
you know.
definitely do.
So yeah, just pushing it onto them, like tell them, like support me, be here or don't, but we going up,
We
like we
going up. We
making it
going up.
out. Feel me? With each piece that you have, if you actually look like the detail on it, the artwork that you do, it's very specific to one, the seasons that you did drop them in, and two, like they do hold a lot of meaning. Like where do you get all this creative drive from? Like where does that come from?
Creative drive. Honestly, life. Like that's one thing I can say about my clothing brand. Like I be going through stuff, and then and then that's what I put on the clothes. Like I don't always look at what's cool. Like usually the pieces is something that represents something to me, like something I drove back to my life
Okay.
usually. But some of them is just because I think like the design is cool and stuff. But most of them like it has a meaning to it. Like almost all of the stuff.
So I feel like a misconception of Imani is because it has a lot of close ties with just like biblical stuff. Is it a religious brand? Is
Yeah,
it
that's one thing people was confused about. Like people from other religions, like it's not a Christian brand. It just has Christian ideas on it. Like I feel like faith is for everyone. So like it's not that it's a Christian brand and you can't cop because you're another religion. It's like I'm just showing story like it's stories in the Bible that I'm talking about to relate back to real life. Like it's not that it's a Christian brand or like you can't wear it because you're not Christian.
Mhm.
It's me relating my life back to stories in the Bible. And I wanted to do some stuff from other religions to show like stories and how it represents in my life and how it's like connected.
So it's storytelling not just through like Christianity, but just through like just life and the experiences that
Yeah.
people may go
Yeah,
through.
because I'm not gonna lie, like I can't make designs from other cultures yet.
All right. I just had that question because honestly, I feel like it can be like a misconception of like when you do hear things like Adam and Eve is in the Bible, and it is something that we learn growing up Christian and Catholic. So people of other religions, like how would you push out your brand and like let them know like, okay, this is inclusive.
I think you gotta look deeper than religion. Like with everything that I put on the clothes, it's more about the story, like
Mm-hmm.
what happened in the story
Okay.
and how we could. Cause like when you grow up, you read these stories when you're younger, but when you grow up, you realize yo that was relevant to like
Mm-hmm.
today. Like Adam and Eve
It's
is like
true.
that happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like
But a lot of the overall messages like deceit or like falling into temptation
yeah,
and things of that sort, like is that what the overall, like the overriding, like
yeah. Honestly, I feel like the Adam and Eve is more about like how I was feeling during the situation. Because I was in a situation where it was like the person I was with, I felt like was changing me
okay,
for the worse.
okay,
So it was like I was biting the apple.
oh period, that's the real
Yeah,
tea.
yeah, that's what
That's
I
the
yeah.
real tea. I
That's
didn't know
T, but
that.
pause. But that's
That's
yeah,
tea.
like I felt like I bit the apple. Like I did stuff that was like that's not clay.
Okay, it's not a religious brand, it's more so about
Stories, yeah,
storytelling.
stories.
Okay, and telling your story. while instilling faith is what each piece is generally supposed to
Yeah,
push out. All right.
yeah.
What are some brand goals that you have for Imani?
I want it to be big, like really big. Like I want it
Like how big?
like Saks Fifth Ave,
Oh, period. Okay.
like I want my own like brick and mortar store. Like I when I walked in Dior, I felt like an experience. Like I wanted to you walk into Imani, like and I can't even lie, no not to gas myself up. One thing I can say, Imani does sound like luxurious and like
It does
high
sound.
fashion, like
Mhm.
Imani. Like
Is that what it's supposed to be? High fashion, luxury?
nah, cause if you look at the price points, like I'm not like I wanted to be able to like everybody could get it. Like high
Mm-hmm.
quality clothes everybody could get. Cause I'm not gonna lie, like even relating back to me, like everything relates back to me. Like I couldn't afford it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wasn't into a designer in a long time because I couldn't afford it. So I know what it feels like. Oh, you can't have the flyest stuff because you can't afford it. And my mom wasn't getting it. Like I know how it feels like everybody else getting the flyest stuff and you can't afford it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I want everybody to be able to get it.
Okay. So it's not for anybody within a certain tax bracket.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
inclusive to all, but it still has that luxury experience
Yeah,
when
I
you
want
wear
I
it.
want the people that honestly so everybody's equal. So the people that don't have it, oh, they got it and they
Yeah,
wearing it.
and
And
they
I'm
feeling like
yeah, and
right.
I got it too. So it's like we all have it.
Do you think that in faith like brings together unity?
Yeah, because everybody has a mission. So
Okay.
everybody has to keep faith because it's like everybody has days where they're not feeling like, oh, they can make something happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like faith is for everyone.
Okay. We're gonna snap for that.
Snaps.
All right. So as of right now, you only do have like clothing pieces like sweatpants, hoodies, sweaters. Do you ever plan to expand?
Of course. Like
Alright.
I was thinking about I want Imani to be like I like the name so much and it means so much to me. I want Imani to be so much things. Like Imani the LLC. Me and my man was just talking about Imani water, like just everything. Like
Ooh.
I want to take it like to a different place.
Like, are you gonna do accessories
Like what you mean?
like rings and necklace, like an Imani necklace?
I haven't looked into
I
that.
honestly think you should. Like, I would love that.
I haven't looked into that, but like if it no like if it makes sense, like I would definitely be willing to do it.
Okay,
And one day,
period.
like I'm trying to be really paid when I get up. So like Imani Island, like stuff like that. Like
Oh, period. I feel like the accessories. I want
yeah,
an island. Oh,
yeah, and we
period.
call it Imani Island. We probably do some fire stuff on it. Growing up, I went to this program. It's called Fresh Air Fund. So it takes
It's
like
called what? I'm sorry.
Fresh Air Fund,
Fresh Ear Fund.
Air Fund,
Fresh. Oh,
Air,
air.
yeah,
Fresh
Fresh
Air
Air Fund.
Fund.
So it's like a charity
Mm-hmm.
where inner city kids get to go to a family for a week and see like life.
Okay.
And that changed my life forever.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me about that experience.
So it was like so basically in the summer for like a week or two, you go to a family that's like fake paid.
Okay. Oh,
And
fake. Like they're
yeah,
paid.
like they got a pool in their backyard
Okay.
and they live different. So it's like I feel like a lot of the problems in the Bronx is because people never seen more. Like they
They're
only
not
seen
exposed
yeah.
to.
So like when I saw that, I was like, nah, people is living like this.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to live like this. Like you got a pool in your back, like that. Like that blew my mind because the way we was living was like we could never like I could never
Mm-hmm.
even imagine people really living like
Mm-hmm.
this.
Okay. Do you think that once, well, you did say, so once you think when you get the exposure to more, like in real life, because you see, we get exposure on our phones, we see things on social media and things like that. Do you think it's the same as like,
No, somebody was saying that I forgot. I think it was like 50 Cent or something. I don't want to misquote. Like it's different when you could see it. Like
mm-hmm,
that's why like sometimes like rappers and stuff when they come back it's like yo he really has like that car like like I see it like I saw
mm-hmm,
him pull up in that. Like internet is cool because it's like all right I see it on the internet you can see
mm-hmm.
crazy stuff on it. When I see him getting all
It
this
pushes you
money.
more.
Yeah,
It instills
because
a
you
harder
know
drive.
honestly when you see stuff you know it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Who, if anybody, would you want to potentially collab with in the future? Like,
I wanna collab with Dior. I feel like their quality is different. Like
mm-hmm,
everybody messes with Dior just off
mm-hmm.
of the quality to luxurious, and like if I could like the way I'm thinking about it, if I could put it to a price point where everybody could afford it, now kids in the hood is wearing Dior. Like how cool is that?
Yeah. Okay, cool. Dior. Is
Any
that the
local brands?
yeah.
Uh,
Thank you for taking the words out of my mouth because
yeah,
I
I
stuttered.
support a lot of local brands. Like I
Mm,
like I've been like I knew the No Disturbance. So I like what he's doing.
okay.
No Disturbance. Rain is tough. Like
Mhm.
on campus rain is tough.
Mhm.
My man's my one of my closest friends has a brand named Forward. It's really
Okay.
tough. Everybody should go shop. So I like what Forward's
So
doing.
you would collab with these people?
Of course, if it
Tap
makes
in,
sense.
y'all.
But I also want to develop my brand a little more.
Okay,
So
before.
yeah, before I collab with people, so it's like maybe they see ND and Imani and they don't really understand what Imani is, so they
Mhm.
don't really understand the collab if we do it.
I fuck with that. I fuck with the fact that you hold yourself accountable and you're understanding that you have the idea. It's just about the execution
Yeah,
and fully executing before indulging in other
yeah,
things and stuff like that. That's good. Because I feel like that's where a lot of people mess up. They'll have the plan and they have a great plan. And then when it's time for execution, they're trying to rush or half ass. A lot
yeah,
of things won't, like, you won't see things to the highest extent because you're not taking the time to really, like, develop each piece, like,
yeah.
piece
Nah, it
after
takes.
piece.
That's one thing with Forward. Like I know for a fact. Like I started Imani before him, but he really took his time with it. Like he really planned it out
Mm.
and made sure like
Whose brand is forward?
my friend Bryce.
Okay.
Yeah, so like it's gonna be really big because I know him and I know how hard he works.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like he really took the time
To
out
develop
to
his
develop his
craft.
his demographic, all that,
Mm-hmm.
and really make sure like everything was right. And that's when it works the best when you make sure like everything is right.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a specific demographic or target audience that you push out Imani for?
Like I said, I want everybody to be able to wear it. Like
Okay.
honestly, but I want it to be fly enough where the kids that can't afford it is wearing it and it's
Okay.
fly for them because
Okay.
like that's me.
Okay. What are some things you've learned with having your own brand? Like, what is some things that you didn't know before? Like, how has the brand changed you?
Uh, like this is stuff I'm going through currently. Like I'm not the most social person, so like I just gotta make sure the brand is right. Like I was
Mm-hmm.
thinking like I was getting information from people, advice. Oh, you gotta be more outside. Like you gotta. That's not me. But I also said something from Rick Owens. He was like, it doesn't even matter about all that. Just make sure you're making the best clothes. You're marketing right. Like make sure you're making the best brand. Like
Mm-hmm.
you don't affect it as much as you think you do.
Mm-hmm.
Like your personal brand. Like it can help and it can hurt, but like just make the brand like when basketball players be like stick to what's important. You gotta stick to what's
Mm-hmm.
important.
Understanding the that you don't have to change who you are as a person. Like you said, you aren't the biggest social butterfly, but like, how do you plan to push your brand then? Like, what does pushing your brand look like for you?
I understand now like it has to be strategic marketing. Like it has to be like it's a business at the end of the day. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
what some people forget. Like you gotta make it strategic. Like it has to be planning, accounting. It has to be all that to make sure it
Yeah.
works.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like now I'm learning more about it has to be a system.
Mm-hmm.
Like every big business has a system. Like when you go into McDonald's, you get the same fries from every
Mm-hmm.
McDonald's,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a reason for that. So it's like it's consistency and it's a system,
Yep.
and making sure the system works. Like even shipping out orders and like getting orders, working with manufacturers, it has to be a system in place
Mm-hmm.
to make sure everything goes right.
If you fail to plan, you're planning to fail.
Yeah.
That's something that I'm definitely trying to deeply inroot in myself because once you set up a plan or like you said, like create a schedule for yourself, when it comes to having a business, there's so many different components. There's the marketing aspect, there's the PR work, like pushing out Instagram posts or like creating interactivity, like how am I going to engage to reach and expand my audience? What am I going to be doing? How are you doing your shoots? How do you plan shoots and things like that? So do you currently have a team or anybody that does help you?
Um I definitely have a team. Like my friends, like they definitely give
You
me
have a
advice.
team?
Like
No, you do have a team. Imani
yeah,
has a team.
oh yeah, the Imani team. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My friends.
I'm Imani team.
She's the Imani team.
Were you said I'm Jackie?
Yeah, you Jackie the Imani
Am
team.
I
So
Imani team?
Imani team's Jackie. Imani
Am I
team.
Imani
The
team?
team.
Like, I need you to tell me right
You
now.
Imani
Like,
team.
y'all
You
here.
Imani team. You Imani team.
Like y'all hear this? What? Tell them one more time.
Tiana is Imani team. I'm joking.
Hey.
I'm
Okay,
joking.
period.
Anybody that supports the brand is Imani team.
No, just
Nah, nah, nah,
just
nah.
kidding. Uh-huh. So yeah, like so you do have a team. Like, do you think they help with the development of your craft or like help you with just everything, anything that
Of
happens with
course,
the
because
brand?
it started off like I don't want to make nothing whack. So like before I dropped anything, I'm asking the guys like, "Would you wear this?" Like
Mm-hmm.
they were more fashionable than me. Like if it was up to me, I would. That's why the brand is so cool because it's like I get to grow in fashion as I grow my brand. Because it's like if it was up to me, probably 2 years ago, I would wear a Nike Tech every day. Like I was on some
Mm-hmm.
calm stuff, but I'm trying to make a lot of money. But it was like, yeah, I want my friends to be able to like a brand my friends could wear.
Mm-hmm.
So it was always that. And then they telling me like what's hot, what they mess with, and like they get brands of their own, and this is why I got it, and like from that, and like how we should market Imani. So I definitely have a lot of conversations with my friends about that.
Okay. Do you think that the team that you have now is sustainable for the further development, or are you looking for like just
I'm
like
definitely not looking for another team. I feel like that's one thing I could say. Like the school blessed me with in general. Like the team is solid. The team is solid. Like the people I carry myself around with is solid, and that's a blessing because not everybody is like that.
mm-hmm.
Like I know, like they're looking for my best interest. Like the guys I be around, like solid.
What's next for Imani? What's next?
I think some time just to develop the brand, really strategically plan it. But like when I come back, like I feel like it's just gonna be a whole different. It's gonna be global. Like I'm really gonna take it where it has to go because I feel like people mess with the brand. It's just Clay has to take Imani to where Imani has to be. I
Okay, so
don't,
you about to lock in.
yeah, I'm about to lock in. Like you got to take some time, not away, but like take some time.
Yeah, sometimes it's okay to take a step back to really realign yourself and put yourself in a higher position
Yeah,
so you can show up and show
Nipsey
out.
Hussle said it. Like sometimes you got to take 2 steps back to take 10
10 steps
steps forward.
forward.
Yeah,
I like that
yeah.
quote.
So it's like sometimes you have to do that, and you got to take a step back to. Right now, I'm doing a lot of thinking. Like I have a lot of time to think. So
Yeah.
it's like now I could just think about how I'm gonna really market it and
Mm-hmm.
create like Imani, the brand that everybody knows.
Period. Well, cheers to that. I liked the quote. Could we just repeat it one more time? Sometimes you
So you
need
have
to
to take
take two
steps
steps
back,
back to
take
take 10
10 steps
steps
forward.
forward.
Yeah,
And that resonated with you.
yeah.
That's your inspiration, would you say?
Yeah, no crazy stuff. Like I feel like I'm where I'm at today. Like it's a lot of credit to like Nipsey Hussle because it's like I could have looked up to the wrong thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like as like celebrities, like that's one person I always gravitate because I could see like he's smart and he comes from a situation like me. He comes from a lawyer and he made the best. He became a businessman. Like he really
Mm-hmm.
bossed up. So that's something I could look into and how he thought and how he moved and carried himself. Like, I could always like respect that.
Okay. Well, Clay, I definitely see your vision. I definitely can't wait to see you continue to bring your vision to life. And yeah, Imani clothing store, stay tuned
Stay
because
tuned.
do you have any dates or ideas or sneak peeks at what we should be expecting next? Or just lock in and stay
I
tuned?
think it's definitely some more content coming,
Okay.
and then we definitely got. I don't want to speak on it because of the evil eye, but
Okay.
it's not fully done. So like I'm still working on stuff. I would just say follow the Instagram and the
Okay.
behind the scenes to really stay locked in because we definitely got stuff coming. Like I'm definitely working.
Okay, so share their story. How we're going to be playing this game is I put together some different categories here. We have favorite pieces, most underrated, overhyped, if any, best selling, worst selling, least favorite piece, etc. I put together all those on pieces of paper and we have them all here in a bowl. We're going to mix it up. We're going to pick three different ones and you're going to pick the piece based on the category we pick and share its story. Okay. First one.
Most underrated.
Okay.
I,
Most underrated.
I would say it's the Adam and Eve because I feel like people don't really understand it because I never really explained it, but I feel like that's the most underrated
We
piece.
can see it.
Yeah, you can see.
L period. Let me see.
So the front says Imani, of course, elegant logo, and the quality is amazing. You can't get this quality for the price I put it up at. I feel. And then
And what is it going for now? Like, what's the
this is only $40.
okay?
And then we got the back.
Ooh. Now you really get into that detail though. Okay, period. And for those of you who don't know about the Adam and Eve story, like what is this piece basically representing in a few words or
I feel like it's my story inside the story. So
okay.
it's like the situation I was going through. I felt like the situation I was in. I was kind of biting the apple.
Okay.
Like just off the fact that like love is blind, and when you're so deep in, it's like I don't know. It could kind of change you.
Yeah.
It could change you because you like this person can really change you. Like when
Mm-hmm.
you get that deep with a person, it's like
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe like it could change like how
So
you
wait.
feel about certain stuff, how you move. It was like I kind of bit the apple.
Okay. And biting the apple was it like temptation for you in a sense or
It was just it was just becoming a worse person. I feel like that
okay.
situation was be bringing the worst out of me.
Okay. And like the Adam and Eve story, so after they bit the apple that initiated the world of sin that we live in today. So do you think that the person that you were involved with at the time that was the reading behind this story, like that person was like that for you? Like she opened your eyes up to sin or
Fake,
really?
fake. Like Clay, Clay before was dead. Like I'm not gonna say I'm a bad guy. Not Clay was a better, like a way better guy.
Um,
I feel like, but it's good because sometimes you gotta know the world is dirt. Like sometimes you gotta know that so you move accordingly. Cause like
do you think it changed you though? Like,
yeah, definitely.
but like for better or for worse?
While I was in it, it was for worse. But like
You separated right now,
yeah, so like now I can see like the clarity of what it brought me. It brought me like
sober season.
sober season, definitely. And I took some time away from that situation in sober season. So it was like I definitely got to see it and I definitely got to think like that's not the best situation for me.
Hey, I like that. So this is the most underrated piece, and it's called the Adam and Eve shirt.
Yeah.
Okay, fire, fire. All right, next. Ready?
Uh, Favorite piece
Favorite piece.
is probably the gray hoodie because it shows how much I changed from that point. Like
Okay.
my mindset.
So, oh, like how you were talking about in the beginning, like something you're grateful for is the beginning, and
Yeah.
where you get to just look back to and
Yeah.
things like that. Okay, so this is the beginning for you.
I wouldn't say this is beginning. I feel like this is I created this last year and I was really in a position where it was like, yo,
Fire.
somebody gotta come save me from this. Like I
Mm-hmm.
not that I don't deserve it, but like this is not okay. Like I was in a position like no crazy stuff. Like I'm having childhood friends like get killed and die, and it's like I'm not really even
Yeah.
acknowledge. Like these are people that they help me eat.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I needed food, like we shared sandwiches, and then they got shot and killed, and I'm losing family members, and it's like I don't know, like come save me from this.
Okay.
Like they not to this, but they say it's like I was feeling like they say it's the all high and almighty God. Like, why are we living like this? Why is
Mm-hmm.
my mom like struggling like this? Why are we struggling like this? That's how I was feeling about this situation. And I felt like that way about the whole community. Like everybody's living like this.
Wow, and you have people down here reaching towards God and they're asking to be saved. And around it says, God,
Save the ghetto. And I also feel like it relates to my mom a lot. Because my mom prays. Like my mom prays a
mm-hmm.
lot. Like that's one thing I can say she does. So it was like you're not answering her prayers. You can't like you could see in the statue he's still looking up. He's not looking down at them. So it's like that's how I felt about it. Like I'm kind of ignoring it.
how did you find yourself getting back to a place where it's like, okay, even though I feel like God wasn't hearing me or I felt disconnected from him, like how were you saved or how'd you
I feel like God doesn't do no saving. Like he kind of like he puts you in position to save yourself. Like I feel like I don't know how, but he showed me like I'm not just gonna pick you up and drop you in like Calabasas. Like we're gonna work together, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna develop you into the person you want to be. You gotta help yourself develop into the person you want to be, and then you start to understand certain people don't go certain places for certain reasons. So it was like some people didn't get rich because they not up here enough to even handle that position,
Mm-hmm.
or they didn't do enough, and you gotta sacrifice stuff.
Yep.
Like
It's an inside job.
yeah,
Internally, internal wellness, or internally how you view yourself or how you view your perception of the world and everything will matter and can honestly again make or break who we are. So okay, this is really cool. And you said this is your favorite piece?
yeah, because I definitely changed my. Because at that point I was not on some oh I be wanting stuff because I was never the type of guy to want something, but for God I feel like I deserve to get saved. Because I felt like
You're a good person like
yeah deep
God. Mm-hmm.
when before like the Adam and Eve situation, I felt like I was a good person.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like
And do you think you're finding yourself like getting back or better than you were at all?
yeah, but honestly, like that's you know how you said the good and the bad.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta understand this is an evil world.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to know that.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of woke me up too. Like you gotta understand, like
But how do you remain good in a world that's so bad?
you stand on your principles. Like you stand on like what you know is right. Like that's one thing I'm trying to like. I don't steal and I don't do certain stuff because it's like I'm trying to practice good practice. Like, I'm trying to be a good man, businessman. I'm not trying to.
Oh, what? Stealing?
Yeah, like that.
No, when it
Not
comes to stealing, like little habits like that,
little
like,
habits because in the Bible it says don't take, and it's like yo, I could just take it, but then you start to think, oh, if I steal this, then I could steal that, and I could
mm-hmm.
steal that. So it adds up.
Yeah. All right, now moving into the last one.
Bestseller
Okay, bestseller. Let me hear.
is definitely the Black Imani piece.
And what is it called?
This is called. That's crazy. I'm
Okay.
blanking. The Angel Hoodie.
Okay, this is the Angel hoodie. This is your bestseller?
This is my
Oh,
bestseller.
period. Let me show y'all. I'm feeling like a baddie in my best-selling Angel hoodie. Look at the back, y'all. Oh yeah, this eight. Like this hate. The
Yeah.
quality eight.
Quality is
No,
different.
the
The
quality
quality is
eight. Can you
different.
tell us like okay, so what is this Angel hoodie?
Okay, regarding the quality, like this is the highest GSM. Like this is like 500 GSM, and then the chains. I just feel like I'm always connected to it. Like the chains, like I'm always in it.
And that's why it's on your wrist.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then the back. You know how people be like they got the double, but I feel like Angels is always watching me. Like it's always good.
It's angels on the back of it?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
an angel,
period. Yeah.
and then yeah. So
This
that's
the
it.
one?
Yeah, I feel like this is quality wise and look wise. Like as a design, I feel like this is my best looking piece.
Yeah, black is always clean.
Yeah.
Black is always very like it could be updressed. This could be worn in so many different ways. And I feel like everything down to all the details is so fire. The three crosses, is there any like meaning behind three crosses? Or you just
Those
thought it
are
was
the three
fire?
crosses. How they had Jesus on the cross, somebody next to him, and somebody next to Jesus on the other side. Like they had two people on the side of him. I think I remember that from Sunday school.
So when you're chained and nailed, so the chained and nailing on the cross, regardless of that, your angels are always
Yeah, somebody's always like, it's
there.
somebody watching. Like even when you think somebody's not watching, it's somebody watching.
Okay. Cool. All right, snaps. This was good. Good game. All right, y'all. Well, that is all that we have for you guys today. Any final words from you, Clay?
I would just say, go follow Imani Clothing Store. The Instagram is Imani Clothing Store, and then I would say follow the behind the scenes. So because we got a lot of stuff coming. I'm definitely working on the brand, trying to make it global. After this job, I really want to do some big stuff with it. Um, more with content. We got more content coming, and just becoming a bigger and better brand.
Okay,
And you
period.
could go to imaniclothing.com. It's easy because it's just imaniclothing.com.
Okay.
Once I get the site back up, it should be up by now. Though.
Okay. So I'm going to leave the links right down below. If you guys check out the description box below, everything will be linked there, the Instagram, the website, and all of the items shown will be available for order.
Yeah.
Okay, period. Well, thank you for coming here today. I definitely got to know you, know a lot more about you, because like from the eye, you are, like you said, very quiet, calm, cool, collective guy. But today definitely opened my eyes up. So thank you for coming here today, and thank you guys for watching. If you if you mess with the brand, if you liked what you saw, make sure again to follow. I'm gonna put it right here at Imani Clothing Store on Instagram for all the updates about the brand, new pieces, and many more. Um, yeah, that's all we have for you guys today. And as always, stay tuned for the next episode of After Hours. Bye, babies.